What's up guys, Wolf here, and we are back with another 7 Deadly Sins Origins videos. So today, obviously, the 1.1 version update has hit, and we are going to dive straight into it. We are going to take a quick look through these update details to see if there was anything extra that they might have added that wasn't in the patch notes we went through yesterday. And then we are going to take our first look at Daisy. We're going to do some pulls. We're going to test her out on the hero trial event thing. And we're going to dive straight into what this new update has. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start off by looking at the version 1.1 update details. We'll kind of just skim through this. I hope it won't take as long as I did yesterday. Turns out that the update went on for longer than it was intended. It was meant to be 4 hours, it went 6 hours. And we only get 300 star fragments for that. You would think that because they delayed it by 2 hours, they'd give us more, but oh well. Okay. New hero Daisy. Here we go. SSR Daisy. Looks like she's got. I think she's an OC. I haven't watched Knights of the Apocalypse yet, so I don't know. But I believe she's an OC original character. But she's an elf, not an elf, a fairy like King. She's got her own little bear thing, but it's made of wood, kind of like King's one made of the pillow. Let's see, what do we have? So she is sword and shield with her earth element, a grimoire for lightning, and a wand for wind. So she's earth, lightning, and wind with sword and shield, grimoire, and wand, which is interesting because most of the grimoire characters, what magic characters we've seen so far, are usually grimoire 1 staff. Tiore is grimoire 1 staff, King is grimoire 1 staff. So it's interesting that she's sword and shield as the last one. But it's also a nice change. Let's see, new events. This is the Daisy pickup. That's the banner. Can be purchased up to 2 times per server at any time. And will no longer be available once the corresponding hero pickup ends. Interesting. I haven't actually checked. My Meliodas banner ended yesterday, but I didn't check the shops. I want to see if I can no longer buy the Meliodas potentials in the shop, because if that's the case, that's going to be kind of sad. Exclusive skin. So this is her exclusive skin for the weapon. All rewards include Autumn Scent Antenna is a top tier reward. Is an outfit skin for Daisy and can be equipped. All rewards, including the outfit skin Autumn Scent and weapon skin Key of Time, are guaranteed within 10 draws. The first draw is free, and the second draw onward, you can perform draws using exclusive skin draw rewards. Now, this sounds really nice, guaranteed within 10 draws. But the catch here is that not only do you have to spend money to get exclusive skin draw tickets, which is the only way to get them, but at a certain interval of pulls, the number of tickets required for a pull increases. So eventually one pull will cost 4 tickets and then 6 tickets, etc. So it gets more and more expensive as you go on. So don't be duped into thinking that this is a really cheap and easy banner with 10 draws. The trial event, we're going to go into that obviously. Exploration, the Great Britannia. So what complete missions across 5 phases to earn rewards and receive completion rewards for each phase. So it's not going to tell us more than that. We'll have to check. Challenge missions, complete the missions provided in this event screen to earn quality 100 armor and receive an additional reward of 500 star fragments. Quality 100, I think they mean like item level 100. The last event gave us Star Guardian. So I want to see if this one is going to give us Revived Nightmare, because I farmed my Hell mode. I farmed Hell mode Spider for a while. I got my item level 100 boots. Yesterday I got item level 99 on the top, and I did a Hell mode Corrupted Dragon, which by the way, solo Hellfire Dragon, solo Corrupted Dragon on Hell mode, super easy. I did that, but I didn't get any legendary gear pieces, unfortunately. I got the purple gear piece. Abyss mode is added for Gila and Orgot. So that's interesting. And you have to do Hell to get Abyss, which makes sense, but it's kind of annoying because those are the only 2 that I haven't done Hell mode on. So I'm going to have to do those. We have Hawk Pass as well now, which we will be going into that shortly as well. We're probably going to be breaking our free-to-play streak today. We're going to be spending some money to get the Hawk Pass, to get Daisy. So, yep. Obviously, Hero SR Guild Thunder as a reward to the mission, reach combat class. So for Skardars already completed, will be sent to your mailbox. Okay, good. This also applies to skins obtained and the skin rewards can be obtained. Okay. Cube usage. Yep, we went over that yesterday. And then a bunch of like bug fixes and stuff. So we won't spend too much time on that. That's up there for anyone who wants to see. Let's go into our mail, check what we have to claim. This, I believe, is our selector. Yup, this is our selector. I'm not going to pick it out straight away. I'm going to hold on to it for a moment just in case, for whatever reason, I decide that picking Jericho for the ice team or picking like Drake, for example, for the lightning team is the way to go, especially with the addition of abyss modes, because it means I'll need to start building other elemental teams. So we'll claim that, but we won't use it yet. What's this? This is the compensation for the maintenance, 300. So that's a single. We're sitting at 3,900 now, so just a single multi. This is the compensation for the cube keys. So yep, we're just getting the 20 key bundle version. And then this is the free Guild Thunder that we were meant to get. Nice, nice, bam, bam, bam. His animations look cool. It's kind of disappointing that he's just an SR character. So, let's look at the events here. Hero Daisy. Some exploration missions. Okay, log in. We'll grab the free 100 over there. Okay, so I'm guessing you have to complete each tier to go to the next. And what do you get on each tier? So you get a bunch of cube keys. Interesting. And this is quite nice because hopefully, and I believe I'm almost certain that it's the way it works, you only need to defeat them. You don't need to use the keys to claim them. But even if you do, they do give you 5 keys. So you are kind of doing it for free because you're getting the keys you used back straight away. Collect Mermaid's Tears. We get some platinum ingots and SSR limit break pieces. That's nice. And then a purple capture potion, which is kind of sad that they're only giving us purple and not the golden ones, because right now the only way to get golden ones is off the exclusive banner. But there are some mounts that you can only get, like there's a mount that you can spawn in game, but the only way to capture it is if you have the pay to win potion. So it's kind of, it makes no sense to me why they've done that. Like they might as well just have added it to the store if it's going to be a pay to win mount, but whatever. A joyful moment, that's the other thing. This is, yes, this is the revived nightmare set. Wonderful. Which means that I can use this. Now I've got 100 top. I've already got 100 boots. I just need these 2 pieces. I believe I've already crafted one of these in preparation, and I have a good few of these. So I should be able to craft my Diane's engraved equipment soon as well. So let's, without further ado, go in here and take a look at the Daisy trial event. Let's start with the one we care about the least. Well, we kind of don't care about either of these, so I'll just go with wind first. Let's take a look at the wand. Okay, here we go. Oh, whoops, let's go back there. So, Daisy Wand is a wind element support who increases all allied heroes' crit chance. A wind element support who increases all allied heroes' crit chance and decreases enemies' elemental resistance. Whenever any allied hero, including Daisy, lands a crit, it inflicts Wind Seed on the target for a set duration, reducing the target's wind defense. Additionally, crits deal bonus wind damage equal to 80% of her attack. Her Q, use Q to attack enemies. Maintaining the stance increases all allied heroes' crit chance by 5% per second up to 20%. And the final hit inflicts stun. And then her E deals damage and decreases their crit resistance per hit up to 4 times. So a maximum of 24% reduced crit resistance, and crits are guaranteed against stunned enemies. So if you use your Q, basically increase your crit chance and get the stun off, and then use your E, decrease their crit resistance, and they're already stunned, so you have guaranteed crits. That's nice. And then use her R, it reduces wind resistance and perseverance rate. Now, I can't remember. I haven't checked to see if we've got any confirmation. A server patch has been applied to ensure stable service. Please reconnect to apply the patch. Interesting. I don't know if I only literally opened the game not like 10 minutes ago, so hopefully it shouldn't affect me, but hopefully I've already done that, but let's see. It reduces win perseverance rate. So I was saying I don't remember if I've checked for confirmation, but I believe perseverance rate is like the opposite of your pierce rate. Which pierce rate, if you know what, if you've played Grand Cross, you know what pierce rate as a stat is. It's basically, in a way, it's kind of like defense penetration, I would say, is the closest like sort of comparison you can make. And perseverance rate is basically like your pierce protection. So it reduces wind resistance and perseverance rate of enemies in range and inflicts a stack of wind seed every second. Each time an enemy in range is hit, the cooldown for wind seeds additional damage is reduced by 1 second. So basically allowing you to do more wind damage and pierce damage. Interesting. So let's test this out. So this is Daisy. Let's take a good look at her. She flies around like King, which makes sense because she's another little fairy. Okay. I hate that my mouse resets every time I log in. I mean, not my mouse, my camera. So it wants us to do normal attack. Just the normal attack combo. So 1, 2, 3. Kind of like that flower animation thing. And I'm guessing that when you've got the full petals, that's like your... This full petals thing is the... I'm guessing that's wind seed. Reduced wind resistance. And that's the wind seed there, and that's showing that she's got the wind stack. So when it goes off, does it? Yeah, when it goes off, it reduces the 3. Yeah, so 3 attacks to apply the debuff. So now let's press R. Inflicts a stack of wind seed. There we go. And now it wants us to use Q, so this is what's going to do the whole increasing our crit chance, and the final hit should stun. There we go, she's stunned, and now we E. And it's crit's guaranteed because she's stunned. So now it's the core combo, so fully charge the Q to stun the enemy. There we go, and then we E, and then we ult. Is apparently the core combo for this one. I kind of like that. If you've played Genshin Impact, something about the way that works kind of just reminds me of Venti in a way. Even though I know it's not exactly the same because Venti had like the whole... Okay, so that's that. Let's go here. I'm gonna do this, get our stuns off. Let's do that. Ult. I've actually never used Elaine or these wind units or like Tristan on wind, so I have no idea how this is going to work. Go. Wind seems okay. The wind seems interesting. Let's take a look at the next one now. So here we are, guys. Now we're looking at the lightning version, which is the Grimoire. So Daisy Grimoire is a lightning element support specializing in empowering allies and weakening enemies. So when her normal attack hits an enemy, it inflicts electromagnet, reducing the target's crit resistance. Additionally, damage dealt to the target by her normal skill E is increased. So Q increases in-range allies' crit damage and increases the attack speed of the shocking street lamp summoned by her E. Her E summons the shocking street lamp, which continuously attacks nearby enemies, and on every 5th attack, it grants allies a stack of electric charge, which increases their crit chance and a crit damage up to 20 stacks. That sounds pretty nice. Increases crit chance and crit damage up to 20 stacks. It doesn't say by how much, but increases your... I mean, her Q increases crit damage and attack speed. Increases allies' crit damage and attack speed of the lamp. Increasing attack speed of the lamp means that it's going to proc that 5th attack quicker, which means that you're going to stack up this crit chance and crit damage buff quicker. and your normal attacks are reducing their crit resistance and making the damage done by that lamp increase, which means that this is like it's. And then her ultimate attacks enemies while simultaneously reducing their crit defense. The Grimoire Lightning Grimoire Daisy could be what makes the Lightning team like pretty damn strong, because it sounds like she's just uber buffing crit damage. I haven't played Drake, so I don't know how strong he is, but this kit sounds pretty nice to me. Let's take a look. So this is gonna do the electromagnet from the normal attacks. 2, 3, 4. So even just one applies the debuff, and normal attacking just constantly refreshes it, which is nice. Which means that you can just constantly have uptime on that reduced crit resistance. So let's summon the street lamp. There we go. So now it's going to attack. Okay, so this is the way it works. Is they have to stay in range. Okay, there we go. That's the 5th attack. So now we got electric charge. So it increases the crit damage by 2% and crit chance by 1.5 per stack. So at 20 stacks, we're looking at 40% crit damage and 30% crit chance, which is pretty good, to be honest. So let's do that again. We summon that. So now we've got 2 stacks. Yeah, so it's 2% and 1.5 per stack up to 20 stacks, which is nice. So now let's do the Q, which gives us crit damage buff. Increases crit damage by 15%. So with both of those together, that's 15 plus for Lightning Hero's crit damage, maximum 40% there. That's 55% crit damage there already, which means that that's like only 45% needed on your actual characters from gear. And then when you factor in the reduced crit defense over here, well, you can't actually check how much you're reducing it by, unfortunately. But it just means that you don't need as much crit damage, which means that the more crit damage you have, the bigger your damage is going to be. And 30% crit chance from this electric charge. Let's do that again. Oh no, I let it run out. Okay, let's try it out with the team. So let's see how this works. I don't know what his skills do, to be honest. But here's what we're going to do, is we're going to go into you. Do that. And then we're going to get electromagnet up on everyone. Then we're going to ult to reduce their crit defense. And then we're going to go into you. I have no idea what these skills do because I don't have Drake. But look at that damage. It looks pretty good. Okay, let's go back into you. Let's do that. Oh, and his E is still going. Interesting. Now we put the E up again. I actually kind of like this. I mean, this seems weak, and it seems like it's taking a long time to kill this guy. But look at how much we're critting. Like, if I had Drake, and I had, like, these units actually built, like, Drake, Guild Thunder with Daisy and Meliodas, I think that could be pretty damn strong. Like, I'm really enjoying how the Lightning version looked, to be honest. Alright, and here we go. Here's the one that mattered to me the most, which is Daisy Sword and Shield, which is her Earth build, which obviously, as we can see from the footage that they're showing us, uses her big wooden bear. So Daisy Sword and Shield is an Earth element attacker. Okay, so she's a DPS who can deal powerful damage to enemies by mounting and dismounting Dombi. Has boosted base magic efficiency. Magic efficiency, basically, for those of you that don't know, means that she generates ult very quickly. She's good at generating magic points to generate ult charge, basically. While in her Daisy and Dombi state, she consumes a set amount of magic every second to gain stacks. She consumes a set amount of magic every second to gain a stacks of energy charge and becomes immune to incapacitation effects such as stun and knockback. Now, I don't know how much I like that. I don't know if I want to be generating ult to use ult with Meliodas and use it with Diane potentially as well. So I don't know if I want to be using it on Daisy to become immune to stun and knockback. Although, I mean, the knockback would be nice on some bosses, like Spider, to be honest. Like, honestly. Daisy can use her Q to protect herself and gain energy charge when hit. If she maintains the stance for the full duration, she gains energy charge and fills the magic gauge. While in her Daisy and Dombey state, she deals significant damage based on her charge level and gains energy charge, which again, energy charge is basically her stun immunity. She consumes a set amount of magic every second in this state. Interesting. If she maintains a stance, so basically her Q is a stance maintain, and as long as you maintain it, you can fill your magic gauge and get energy charge. Her E, she mounts Dombey on her E. So E is what changes her into the stance. While in the Daisy and Dombey state, she deals damage to enemies until dismounting. Okay, it did slip my mind. I realized when I read the next one. So she's got two versions of each skill of her Q, because obviously her E puts her in a different stance when she's mounted and dismounted. So when she's dismounted, her Q protects herself and gains energy charge when hit. And if she maintains the full duration, she gains energy charge and fills your ult gauge. And when she's mounted, she deals significant damage based on her charge level and gains energy charge. Now, does charge level mean magic gauge or how many stacks of energy charge she has? While in the... So she uses this to mount, and then when she's already mounted, she'll deal damage to enemies and then dismount, basically. And then her ultimate, when you're not mounted, she deals damage to enemies and inflicts Fairy of the Earth, increasing the damage those targets receive from her attacks. Now, Fairy of the Earth, I believe... No, that's Fairy Forest, never mind. While in the Daisy and Dombey state, she consumes magic to deal damage, and at max energy charge, she unleashes a powerful additional hit against enemies with Earth Burst activated. Interesting. Honestly, from the sound of it, it looks like I'm not going to be using her on the Earth team, because she is an Earth DPS. So let's see... Has two states. Her base state and the state that she enters when she mounts up. So let's mount up quickly. Actually, I want to see normal attack. How quick is she at generating burst? She's not slow. She's faster than Nunchuck Diane, but she's slower than Gauntlet Diane. So let's mount up. Oh, I like the animation. 2, 3, and dunk. Okay, so that's her full... Okay, so that's what it means by the charge level, I'm guessing. Q becomes a charge in mount form. 3. 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, down. Seems kind of slow when you're mounted up, the burst charge. She charges burst kind of slowly when she's mounted up, it feels like. I feel like she charges it quicker when she's dismounted. So let's use her E again. That's going to do damage and Oh! Dismounting does a huge chunk of burst gauge. So maybe it's just best to not... Interesting. Okay, so now let's use her Q when she's not mounted, which is going to protect her. And she's got max stacks now. So practice her core combo, which is going to be Q. R. And then do that. And then we want to do Q. 1, 2, 3, 4, R. Interesting. Kind of... Okay, so this... See, look at this. This already wants us. So let's go here. Let's get the barrier up. Let's get Saintus marks up. Then let's go into Diane. Let's get the burst up. Let's do that. And then go into her. 1, 2, 3, dunk. Let's charge Q fully. And then let's get that. Let's use a Q like this. Okay, so maybe that's what they intend for. And then you use a Q charge and then ult. Yeah, so it seems like what they intend for the Earth team is for Daisy to actually be the main DPS. So it looks like you want to use your King and Elaine. If you're using the full Earth team without Meliodas, it looks like you want to use King and Elaine as your supports to basically get your barriers up, put your buff marks on. Oh wow, I didn't realize there was a time limit, but I completed it in time. So you want to use King and Elaine as your supports. You want to use Gauntlet Diane basically to generate burst very quickly. And then once you generate your burst, you want to basically switch into Daisy to do a whole bunch of earth damage on someone that's already got earth burst activated, essentially. That looks like what they intended with the earth form of Daisy. So that is our quick first look at Daisy, guys. Let me know what you guys think, which spec you think looks interesting, what teams you're planning on trying out with her. Let me know if you're even pulling for her at all, or if you think that she's worth pulling, or if she's a skip. And in case you're wondering, this video is already about 26 minutes so far, so I don't want to take too long and make this another long one. So what we're going to do is we're gonna call it over here, and I'm going to make another video where we actually do the pulls for Daisy, and then we are going to quickly build her up to a decent level, test her out, put her in the Earth team, see how we feel with her. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you pulling for Daisy? Are you not? If not, why? If you are, which spec are you planning on using? What team are you going to use her in? Tell me whatever. Once again, thanks for the support. Drop a like, subscribe. Let me know anything you want to say down in the comments below. I do read the comments. I reply as much as I can. Thank you for all the support. I'm trying really hard to get to 1K subs at the moment. So all the support I can get, all the subscribes I can get would really, really help a lot. So thank you. That's it from me, guys. Peace out.